In this video, we're going to be making old-fashioned tea cakes. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to The Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
And today we're going to be making some old-fashioned tea cakes.
That's right. We're moving in just a little over a week, and we have a lot of flour. Ironically, when all the coronavirus started, we couldn't find flour, and then we got flour, and we couldn't find dry active yeast like we normally would use to make pizza dough. So we decided that we were going to have to do some other things with our flour so that we can, not waste it. We don't want to throw it away when it's time to move. So we're going to make some old-fashioned tea cakes, and Joel has never had any, so this is going to be a try something new for him. Hopefully I'll be able to make it so it tastes good. So come with us to the kitchen as we make tea cakes. So first thing to note is that the recipe actually called for self-rising flour, and all we had was all-purpose flour. That is not a problem, and that's because you can make self-rising flour out of all-purpose flour. You just put 1.5 cups of, you just put 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of salt for each cup of flour. So this is 2 cups of flour, so I just doubled the recipe for that. I mixed it, and then I don't own a sifter, but I just used one of my, what do you call it? That thing. Sorry, we're old, we forget words now. This thing. Strainer, there you go.
Okay. I thought you were looking for more sophisticated words.
A sieve would be a word that people use, but anyway, so I just did that so that it would be a good blend and make sure that the baking powder and salt was mixed with it well. Also, another note, you don't have to use an iron skillet, but it's typically made in an iron skillet, and you just grease and flour the iron skillet like you would a cake pan. But there's something about the iron skillet that makes the sugar in it caramelize a little bit more, so that's why typically you would make it in an iron skillet. And also we're going to have some fruit with it, and all we had was frozen fruit that we had bought for my smoothies, but then my blender broke, so this is an opportunity for us to also use some of the frozen fruit, and I've got that in a strainer in the sink, and it's draining, thawing the fruit out a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to mix the rest of the ingredients. So we've got the 2 cups of now self-rising flour, 2 cups of sugar. It's gonna be sweet. We have 1.25 cups of milk. We only have almond milk in our house, but we have found that almond milk is a pretty good substitute for anything that you would use regular milk for. Then we have 2 large eggs. That's my garbage bowl, if you're wondering. And that's my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Two eggs. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And this was the vanilla extract that we have made, and as you see, we have still a little bit left. We'll hopefully have it finished off before we move. And because that was a 1/2 teaspoon measurement. And finally, 1 cup of, it says vegetable oil. We don't have vegetable oil in our house. We use
olive oil.
We used olive oil for it. Okay? All right, and then you just basically are going to mix it together. All right, and so I just finished mixing it together. We poured it into our iron skillet, and we're gonna put it in the oven. It says for 30 to 35 minutes until golden brown. And then it also says to let it cool for 15 to 20 minutes in the skillet before you try to take it out. So we'll show you us taking it out, and then we'll cut to when we actually test it out. Okay, we're back now, and we're just going to flip the cake onto a plate. I'm letting Joel do that because the last time I tried to pick up that heavy iron skillet and flip something onto a plate, I broke the plate. So, all right, here's the finished product. Put it down in the light one. Okay, as you can see, it kind of just looks like a yellow cake. After we finish our dinner, we're going to add some confectioner sugar, some Cool Whip, and some fruit to it. So now it is time for Joel to taste test the tea cake.
Yep, gotta get that confectioner sugar on
That's
there,
right.
man. Oh, it's good.
Tell us what you think about it. Like, what does it taste like to you?
Tastes like cake.
Yeah.
It tastes like a heartier cake. It's more moist in the middle than like a regular cake you get from a box.
Yep. And so, if you are like us and you have found yourself with a ton of flour,
There you go.
that's right. And we will link down in the description the recipe that I actually found online. Because I don't remember how to make it from my childhood. We never had a recipe per se. So I just looked it up and found the recipe. Got anything you want to add to that?
That's it.
Yeah.
Try it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for updates from us. There's going to be a couple of videos floating around too. Hit one of those, and you can keep looking at us for more content there, and
Including new recipes.
So we still got some more we need to post up there too. So I guess that's it for today. For the Long Run with Joel and Christy, I'm Joel,
And I'm Christy.
and we will see you next time.
Bye.